I'd like to kick off the press conference by welcoming everybody to the Maryland Cycling Classic presented by United Healthcare, second event. So I do think that deserves a round of applause. And we had a phenomenal welcome reception last night. Mayor Scott was there, and I'd like to bring Mayor Scott up to the podium.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
All right, this is the Maryland Cycling Classic. We have to have more energy. We're going to be very loud this weekend for our cyclists. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, and welcome to the second year of the Maryland Cycling Classic here in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. We are incredibly excited to be bringing yet another fantastic event to the streets of Baltimore's beautiful downtown. And building on last year's overwhelming success, we know that this year will be even better than before. And I want to start off by thanking all of our partners who helped to make this possible. Of course, the state of Maryland, Baltimore County, United Healthcare, everyone that has worked to bring the Maryland Cycling Classic to Baltimore. The Maryland Cycling Classic is not just a cycling race. It's a celebration of athleticism, camaraderie, the power of community, and most importantly for me, the best city in Maryland and the best region of any region across these United States of America. Today, as we welcome our riders, fans, visitors, and so many partners, we're not only embracing the thrill of competition, everyone knows I love competition, but also the values that cycling embodies. Cycling has the power to transcend boundaries. It unites us, whether we're beginners or seasoned riders, young or old or middle like myself. Cycling teaches us perseverance and builds a shared commitment to health and well-being. The city of Baltimore shares those values, and I'm thrilled that we have the opportunity to welcome this celebration back to our great city. Because as I said, this event is more than a race. It's an invitation to explore Baltimore's beauty and to join in the passion of cyclists as they pedal their way through our streets, starting in the rolling hills of Baltimore County and ending on the beautiful Inner Harbor right here in the heart of Baltimore City. Again, I want to extend my sincere gratitude to the organizers, sponsors, volunteers, and all who work tirelessly to make the 2023 Maryland Cycling Classic a reality. Thank you, and let's let the cycling begin, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Scott. The beauty about this event is it starts out in Baltimore County, traverses 200 kilometers, roughly 124 miles, and finishes down here, in the Inner Harbor. And our partners up in the county, big part of the race, majority of the part of the race is up there. Baltimore County Executive Johnny Olueski.
Well, good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Well, we don't have to do it a second time. The mayor's got you all warmed up. That's wonderful. I am thrilled to be here and to echo the comments and sentiments of my friend and partner, Mayor Scott, about all of the volunteers, staff, sponsors who made this event possible. I just left, actually, the State Fair, which is also happening this weekend. This is an exciting time in the Baltimore region. We are highlighting some incredible assets, incredible athleticism, and so it's an exciting time for anyone in the Baltimore region and frankly the state to come and see all that we have on display. I want to give a special shout out to all of the police, fire, EMS, emergency management folks who have really come to the table in both Baltimore City and County to make this a safe and fun and efficient race, along with all of our promoters and those organizing this cycling classic. So we in Baltimore County are thrilled to embrace our incredible region. We're excited to show off those rolling hills of Baltimore County. We were excited to have the feedback from the participants last year about just how amazing of a ride it was for them throughout this entire course. We expect they'll have another incredible experience this year, and we're really excited to just share with a global stage all that we have to offer here in Maryland as we bring world-class racing to our beloved region. So thank you all for the opportunity to be a part of this, and we're excited to see the competition unfold. Thanks.
Next, I'm going to bring up the CEO of Visit Baltimore, Al Hutchinson, but I need to tell a sidebar story that kind of shows the reach of this event. I was speaking at a conference in Saudi Arabia in March, and I met this gentleman from Canada who was and we got done, and part of the presentation was about the transformational components of an event, and I used the Maryland Cycling Classic as an example of that. And when I got done, the moderator comes up and he says, "Do you know Al Hutchinson?" And so here I am halfway around the world. And then Al and I sat on a podcast probably 6 weeks ago, and it showed absolutely that this event resonates around the world and it has impact in some of the far off places you would not expect. Al.
Thank you. So thanks, Steve. Good afternoon. How's everybody? So I want to start at the top of this and really give a heartfelt thanks to Mayor Scott, to County Executive Olszewski, and Governor Moore from the state, Terry Hazeltine from Maryland Sports. This type of an event, this collective sporting event, could not happen without the support of our public side. But the beauty of this is we got to have the private side too, and you'll hear from John and Joe in a little bit. This is a true example of the importance of a public-private partnership. And I think everybody in this audience, those who are going to be seeing this, should really celebrate and applaud the beauty of having an event like the Maryland Cycling Classic in Baltimore, the Baltimore region, Baltimore County, the state of Maryland. It's extremely important. And I'm just going to say two things that I think are relevant and important. Number one, obviously the economics of it. This event over Labor Day, we're going to have over 70,000 spectators up and down the region, 113 cyclists from over 20 countries. So this weekend, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, we will be the postcard of the world. Everybody will have eyes on Baltimore. That's important. The economics are important, keeps people employed, brings tax revenue to state and the county and the city. Hotels love it, restaurants love it. But here's the other beauty of hosting a powerful event like the Maryland Cycling Classic. As eyes in the UK see this event, Belgium, Germany, Canada, Israel, they're going to see Baltimore, Baltimore County. And what they may want to do is send their sons and daughters to college in this region. They may want to buy a home in this region. They may want to relocate their business in this region. That's called leverage. And that's why we book these kind of events. The cycling event, we're so excited about it, but we should always be telling a broader story. And that story is about Charm City, Baltimore County, and the state of Maryland. That's the significance we're sitting on right here. This event's just going to continue to grow. And I'm very grateful to Chris with Medalist Sports, Steve with KOM Sports. It's a true partnership. So we need your help to tell the world that Labor Day weekend, it's all about Baltimore, Baltimore County, and the state of Maryland. So you all help us, join us, get your friends to come downtown to be a part of this and celebrate the greatness of cycling and celebrate the greatness of one of the greatest cities in America, counties in the state, in this country. So I thank you for that.
Well said.
John Kelly has been our chair now for 2 years and maybe 3 years, really, if you talk about the COVID components of it, or maybe 4. But he's been phenomenal, and we couldn't ask for a better chairman for this event and also a business leader to really embrace this. John Kelly.
Thank you. It's been an honor to be part of this and to work together with such a great group of leaders from our city, our county, our state, and our business community. Incredibly grateful for this opportunity. And, you know, we envisioned this several years ago, had 2 cancellations for COVID. But last year was an amazing success. We had some 90,000 people watch it live in the county and the city. It was seen in over 60 countries around the world. It was watched hundreds of thousands of times, billions of media impressions around the world. It really, truly was a postcard to the world about what we know to be true about our city, our region, our county, and our state. It's beautiful. I was out on a preliminary ride this morning, enjoying the roads of Baltimore County. Johnny, they're awesome. And it's so great to see it come into our city. But, you know, none of this would be possible without partners. And what's beautiful about this is, as I mentioned, it pulls the business community and those in government together to make something great. So I want to thank Baltimore City. I want to thank you, Mayor Scott, for embracing this, I mean, from the beginning, and the police and everybody that's been involved from the city. Thank you, Al, and Visit Baltimore, who really cares about bringing great events to this city. I want to thank you, Johnny O, who also embraced it from the beginning. When this was an idea and a vision that nobody had really experienced before, it's been fantastic. I want to thank the state of Maryland for really making the commitment up front to make this happen, and Maryland Sports and Entertainment Corporation, which is a great thing in Maryland, that we're committed to bringing incredible sporting events to our city, our state, and our region. And none of this would be possible without United Healthcare, and Joe's going to speak in a minute, but their title sponsorship has made this happen. Without them, it would not have happened. I want to thank Four Cornerstones Foundation, Dave and Ann Wickman here from Minneapolis, who have contributed personally, as well as he was the CEO of United Health Group when they made their commitment, and it's so great to have you here and your support. Human Powered Health, which is a brand and a team that'll be riding tomorrow, part of this as well. Wahoo. RX Benefits from Birmingham, a sponsor from the beginning. Thorn Nutrition out of Charleston, South Carolina, have been sponsors from the beginning. Allegis, Jimmy Davis, and Paul Bowie and the people over there have been partners from the beginning. Harbor East, Bill Patarakis is here. H&S Bakery and Harbor East have been partners. There'll be a fan zone over on Alisana and Harbor East on Sunday. So grateful. Johns Hopkins Medicine came on board this year. You know, they're a global brand, a beacon to the world in our city. So grateful that they'll be supporting our athletes and sponsoring this event. The Sheraton Inner Harbor is the host hotel for the athletes. PNC Bank came on this year. We're so grateful, Laura Gamble and that team. Athlos has been with us from the beginning. Phillips Seafood, incredible hosting the VIPs and other things. Fogo de Chao, fantastic. Guilford Brewing have been with us from the beginning. Under Armour came on this year. Andy Clark, I don't know if he's here, but the Clark Family Foundation, from money from out of this state, have come in to support this event. And it's just not possible without that, and I'm so grateful. And lastly, I want to say thank you to my father, my brothers, the people of Kelly Benefits, who obviously were on board from the beginning, and my wife, T, and my children who are here. It's just not possible without a public-private partnership like we have. And I'm so looking forward to this second race. It's already kicked off fantastically with a welcome reception last night. And today we have our community day at Patterson Park. Tomorrow we have a charity ride. We're going to raise close to $200,000 for the United Healthcare Children's Foundation. And then Sunday we have a race, and it's going to be exciting. The weather's going to be beautiful. Praying for safety for the riders, and that the world sees this in a unique way. One of the things we added this year was a helicopter camera. So you're going to see the county and the city from above, and we're going to be able to point out points of interest to the world. And so I'm really excited about that and glad to be a part of it. So thank you.
There, as John alluded to, we have 48 partners. We're up 18 from last year, so it shows the growth of the event. None bigger than United Healthcare. We've been really fortunate to work with Joe Acapinti, CEO of the Mid-Atlantic region here in United Healthcare. Been a fantastic partner and an advocate for the race. Joe. Thanks.
So quickly, John, I think you thanked just about everyone here, all the partners. I heard you thank your dad, your brothers. I don't know that you thanked your mom.
You're right.
So
Mom.
I see her back there. I mean,
Mom.
my gosh. You know?
None of this would have happened without my mother.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You raised them right. But,
Thank you, Joe.
All right, there you go. But anyway, thanks, John. Thanks, Mayor Scott. Thanks, Johnny O. Thanks, Al. I know Brandon's going to be up talking soon, but greatly, greatly appreciate all your support. And Steve, thanks. Just amazing. Just feels like we were here yesterday, our first event. So to be here the second time is just amazing. I did want to start off with just giving a special thanks to our former CEO at United Health Group, Dave Wickman. Him and Dave and Ann are joining us here this weekend as they did last year. And what I'd like to say is without Dave's commitment early on and a few stops and starts during the pandemic, United Healthcare wouldn't be here without his support. And I just want to thank him personally and appreciate that, it was his idea for us to get involved. And, like normal, John and I and everyone here get to do the heavy work and the heavy lifting. So thanks for that. This event is so much more than just a world-class cycling event. I was at William Paca Elementary School right here in inner city Baltimore, and we had the honor, United Healthcare, to donate over 50 bikes and helmets to the third grade class of the school. When I was talking to the kids, and I do have expertise, I have a fifth grader and ninth grader, and God knows what he's doing now, but I asked them, how many of you have a bike? And it was probably about 70 kids total, and more than half acknowledged they didn't have a bike. And I thought back, my first experience when I got my bike, I immediately jumped on that bike, rode over to my friend's house, was part of the community, had fun, and I was exercising. It just really put it in perspective. So it is just phenomenal that within United Healthcare, we're able to support these events and kick off the weekend. Now, community is very much why we continue to support the Maryland Cycling Classic. It brings promotion, visibility to Baltimore. It brings economic support with visitors spending money at the hotels, the restaurants, downtown, helping the infrastructure. It also brings awareness of how important physical and mental health is in today's world. Think of the cyclists. They are world-class athletes. We get to see them on display this Sunday. So to be able to partner up with an organization, which our mission is to help people live healthier lives, that includes physical and mental, it just aligns. And then obviously it brings all the community together. Now, if my kids were here, they would tell you the best thing about this is the chase car that they rode in last year. So I'm really hoping we get that again because they're going to be here. But I would just wrap with, on behalf of the over 10,000 employees that live and work for United Healthcare in this region and the roughly 3 million members we serve, just thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. So thanks. Thank you.
I remember getting Joe and one of his kids in the car, and it was transformational, going back to that word again, going in the car and then coming out, and the grin that we saw. It's different when you get inside and see, the caravan. We're fortunate to have the CEO of USA Cycling, Brendan Quirk, here today. He's been at the helm almost 2 years, USA Cycling, and he's doing phenomenal things. And I think he's got a unique perspective both internationally and nationally on this event. Brendan.
All right, well, it's incredible to be back in Baltimore. When Steve asked if I could say a few words, I'd say one thing came to mind more than anything else about the Maryland Cycling Classic, and it's gratitude. When I say gratitude, it's about two things. First, Mayor Scott, John, Joe, Terry. I haven't seen Terry, but he's here somewhere, I'm sure. You guys haven't just given a gift to American cycling, you've really given a gift to global cycling through this race. The fact of the matter is this is a European-centric sport. If you want to win the Tour de France, if you want to win the Giro d'Italia, Paris-Roubaix, Tour of Flanders, the real monuments of the sport, Europe needs to be where you live, where you train, where you race. But I'm going to tell you a secret. And the secret is the US is actually where everybody wants to race. If you've ever been to Belgium in March, trust me, the US is where people want to race. And so many of the international stars you have in Baltimore, we have in Baltimore this weekend. Neil Sampalis, who's back there, I just saw him walk in, Simon Yates, Julia Ciccone, Michael Woods, Vincent Lefay. These are the riders that just lit up the Tour de France this year. Just a couple of months ago, they're all here in Baltimore. And I guarantee you, when their teams asked them, who wants to go race in Baltimore? It was like, me, 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 me. That's what they were all like. This is where people want to race. They want more American racing, and Baltimore is really setting the example for every city in America for how you do this. It's through the public-private partnership. It's through the incredible participation of police, fire, all the other city services here. You guys have written the playbook, and I want to thank you for that. There's one other thing I'm thankful for. When I was here last year, my single biggest takeaway was inspiration for how Baltimore is using this race to build community and drive diversity through the sport of cycling. I had great conversations with Ray Lewis here last year, with Milt Sharp. I know Milt was here last year at the press conference. I don't know if he's here today with Black People Ride Bikes. But the conversations I had with them about diversity in cycling, it really prompted me to ask some fundamental questions about whether USA Cycling was doing enough to bring down the barriers to access to the sport, to bring down barriers to access to the Olympic dream. The number one focus of our organization is the LA 28 Olympics. The whole American Olympic movement right now, I mean, yes, we care about the Paris Olympics in 2024, but the 2028 Olympics is a home games, right? It's in Los Angeles. It's going to be the single most powerful sporting event, I think, in the history of America. And our goal is to get the maximum number of medals we can in cycling. My job, a crucial component of my job, is to tee up the organization in a way where we can get a maximum medal count at the LA 28 Olympics. And a key reason why I think it is going to happen is because of the priority we're placing on bringing down the barriers that I mentioned. It's on building dedicated pathways into racing, into Team USA for young Black men and women, for young Hispanic men and women. This is not just a diversity strategy, it's a winning strategy. And that's the business that Team USA is in. It's in winning. And the way, a year later now, the way we're investing in diversity programs at USA Cycling, the way we're prioritizing those programs, a lot of that is because of what I learned here last year. So yes, Baltimore is a great place for bike racing, but it's also a great place for learning as well. That's what happened to me last year, and I'm really grateful to be back. So thank you all very much.
The Sport and Entertainment Corp was launched almost 3 years ago. Terry Hasseltine has been a big proponent and a big advocate of this event. Unfortunately, he came down, was ill for this weekend. We won't see him until Monday, unfortunately. But Graham Waples, the project administrator for the Sport and Entertainment Group, I work with Graham almost on a daily basis, he and Bob Seacard. And they're doing a phenomenal job just trying to integrate all this, which is a big task. Graham.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out today. And a major thank you as well to everyone up here on the dais today. We've talked a lot about public-private partnerships, and that goes beyond dollars and cents. We've worked incredibly close with the last 4 years with the staff, members of everyone up here, from Baltimore City Government to Visit Baltimore, Baltimore County, Kelly Benefits, United Healthcare, RX Benefits, USA Cycling. And these are hours that go beyond the regular 9 to 5. This is the epitome of other duties as assigned that you may not sign up for when you come here. But I want to thank all of them in addition to our partners. I want to thank the people of the state of Maryland, of Baltimore City and Baltimore County for showing their support last year. You heard John mention it earlier, tens of thousands of people on this route. Really, really incredible showing. And we hope that we see that again this year for what is going to be an awesome weekend of events. We talked about the event last night honoring African American achievement at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. We've got Bike Jam coming up this afternoon at Patterson Park. We've got the team intros, which will be tomorrow night at Harbor Point. And of course, the pinnacle of this is the race on Sunday. And so what we're telling people is come to Baltimore City, come to Baltimore County, come to Maryland, and make a weekend of it. Thank you.
The gold standard for producing an event of this magnitude has been medalist sports for more than 30 years now, beginning with the Tour de Trump and Tour de Pont, which came through Maryland and Baltimore back 1989 in through the 1990s. And Medalist has produced the top events. They're usually the unsung heroes in all this. When the event goes off the way it is, it's because of Medalist sports. President Chris Arenholt.
Thanks, Steve. Many people don't know I was Steve Brenner's intern back in 1994, so thanks for all that you've done for my career, Steve. Thank you and good afternoon. Welcome to Baltimore. I'm so excited to be here. As mentioned, my name is Chris Arenholt, President of Medalist Sports. We are the production partner of the Maryland Cycling Classic and in charge of the planning and execution of the second annual event. So very excited to be here. I do want to share a few thoughts from last year's event. I know we're so focused on this weekend, but it's incredibly important to me and many of us just to reflect on the highlights from last year. First, one important objectives for us is to be invited back by our host partners. Very important, and I'm proud to say that the relationship with the state, with Baltimore County, and with the city is healthy and strong. Our vision is to build an international cycling tradition for the community, and I'm confident that this foundation has been established. I wish to thank our planning partners of both the city and the county, and most importantly, the police departments and public works. Our second objective is always safety, and thanks to the hard work of the multi-jurisdictional effort in the planning and execution, it was a stellar first-year event. Yes, many areas of improvement behind the scenes, but in coordination with the state and the county and the city, and in tandem with all the hard work that's gone behind this great event, we're in great shape for this weekend's event. So both the UCI, which is the governing body for the sport, as well as the feedback from the teams last year, was very positive and impressed with the overall professional presentation. Our next objective is always establishing a solid reputation from all of our key stakeholders. That's the fans, the teams, the media, USA Cycling, the UCI, and our corporate partners. Everyone involved last year enjoyed a fabulous experience, and we only expect a continued growth in our reputation, both nationally and internationally. It's very important to note that the Maryland Cycling Classic continues to be the highest ranked professional cycling event in the United States. That means a lot to a lot of people. And I finally I would like to recognize and thank our leadership and the team of Terry Hasseltine and John Kelly, two natural leaders who continue to provide the vision and the support for us to be successful. Perhaps the most important discussion is about ways which we can cultivate and create a positive impact in the community and for those we serve. So thank you. And I want to thank Steve Brenner and the KOM team, not only for last night, but all that's scheduled for this weekend. We've been able to create lifelong memories for the kids and families during tonight's bike jam in Patterson Park. We've been able to create economic impact for our host partners and our businesses. We've been able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the United Healthcare Children's Fund via the Bridges of Hope charity ride. And we've been able to promote health and wellness via a free event that strives to welcome the entire community. So, but most importantly, and I felt it last year, and I'm now part of it as part of this incredible group, is the pride that this event has and what the community has for Baltimore. So, very happy to be part of that. For me, having been involved in the business of cycling for almost 30 years, it was hands down the most successful first-year event we've ever been part of. And that speaks volumes for everyone in this room. I drove in the race last year, and the crowds and the viewing parties, and most impressively, the rolling roads and countryside left me breathless. And then entering the city, I was just amazed to see the block parties and the international cheering sections along the downtown circuit. As you can see, we're pretty pumped for Sunday. So as we turn the corner, and in our experience, not to get anyone too overly excited, but we've normally seen a first year to a second year double in size, and that's because of the reputation and the experience they had last year. And guess what? They're more than likely to bring a friend or two. So we do anticipate large crowds this weekend, but not only in attendance, but also the domestic and international viewing audience. We've added an incredible depth to the talent and the participation of the teams, as you'll see in the rosters. We have 5 World Tour teams fresh off the Tour de France. We have 4 Pro Continental teams who are here. We have the best domestic teams here in the United States. And we also have Team USA, which is very important because it represents the future of cycling. And we have riders from over 21 countries who will be participating on Sunday. As John mentioned, we have added a helicopter, which we're thrilled about, which is a game changer. So we have a helicopter for 5 hours of broadcast coverage who will share the beauty of Maryland to the world. And speaking of broadcasts, there are 3 different ways to watch this incredible race. We have Tour Tracker, which you can download from your phone via the app and watch that at all times. And this is 5 hours from start to finish, which not every race is able to do this. We also have GCN Plus, a partnership with the international distribution of the event, and then an incredible partnership this year with Maryland Public Television, which is our regional broadcast partner. And we've also developed more ways for the general public and community to engage and enjoy the weekend. So quick details about the race on Sunday before we pass it over to the athletes. As Steve mentioned, 124 miles. It is truly a classic event. Its start location, we did move the start time to 12 noon, hour and a half earlier, and that is a great improvement from last year just in terms of those to be able to enjoy their entire day as well as afterwards downtown. Start location will be at Kelly Benefits up in Sparks, up in Baltimore County. Start time is at 12 noon. Teams will begin to arrive probably about 10 a.m. for rider sign-in, so great opportunity for autographs and interaction with the teams. 80 miles of gorgeous racing, very difficult, nowhere to hide racing up in Baltimore County. And we're expected to come down into the city about 3:15. You can imagine we have very detailed to-the-second course logs with all the assets and resources that we have out on the course. We'll be coming down Falls Road at 3:15. I'll guarantee that. And then once we hit the circuit, we'll have 4 laps on the 7-mile circuit, which is downtown, about 15 miles per lap, averaging 26 to 30 miles per hour for the athletes, about 15 minutes per lap. The finish line location, of course, is on Pratt Street, right out front here at the Inner Harbor, and some great activities. The Expo experience begins at 12 noon, and we'll have 3 different big screens where you can watch the race live from the beginning down here at the finish line. And we will finish approximately 4:30 with awards shortly thereafter. I do want to thank the 400-plus staff that are working on the event, the 300 volunteers who are very excited to be part of. Most of them are back from last year, which is a strong indicator of what we're expecting. And then also the partners. We couldn't do this event without the financial support. So thank you to United Healthcare, Human Powered Health, Kelly Benefits, of course, Johns Hopkins Medicine, which is a great addition, the state of Maryland, the city of Baltimore, Baltimore County, and of course, Visit Baltimore. So I want to thank everyone and enjoy the best professional road race in America.
So that concludes this part of the press conference, unless there's any immediate questions right now.